haven't been flying for a long time, so here we are again on Coastline Flight Simulator for the PS5. I think we'll just jump in, we'll get ourselves a job, and we'll just go and take a short flight. Here we are, here's our guy. Let's go and find our mate who gives us the jobs. It's quite quiet, isn't it, here at this airstrip? Very, very quiet. Not much business there at the old fuel depot. Here's our man, looking a bit shifty. Let's see what jobs we've got.
Back in Morocco again. How nice.
So we've got mail to Desertino, 279 credits. It's not a lot, is it? It's a long flight though. What else have we got? Let's take a look. We've got medicine to Aquana, fish to Altamont. I think we'll go for this Desertino one. We'll take the mail to Desertino. This is the longest flight, it looks like, out of the ones available. So every time you go at each airstrip, every time you go to one of these people that give out the jobs, they're just random. Some of them are repeat as well. There's quite a lot. But yeah, this is the longest flight to Desertino, so let's jump in. Now I've got to remember the controls. It was November when I played this. Do you know what I always do? The acceleration is right one, and to decelerate, or to take the power off, is L1, and I always use L2 to try to brake, and of course that's the rudder. R2 and L2 are the rudder, so I ended up going sideways until I remember all the controls again. So anyway, we'll try it, we'll see how we go. So we'll get some speed up, and we'll leave Maripo behind. It's not a massive flight, this one, it's about 15 minutes. Try and use as much cockpit view as I can, because the sound is very low. I'm gonna up the sound for the video. But as you're playing it, the sound is quite low. That's 100% as well, so I will up it slightly, just so you can hear the engine. Right, we'll go in the general direction. We don't want to hit those wind towers. I don't actually know if you can. I've never tried it. I don't know if they're solid, or whether I'd actually fly through them. Anyway, here's the minimap. You've got to keep pressing circle to get the minimap up. Because these screens that you've got here on the dashboard, they don't. The one on the right is the same as the minimap, but it doesn't show you your current position. At least I can't tell if it does. So we've got to keep doing this. Now, if you leave the minimap up too long, I think it's. I'm gonna guess. I think it's about 10 seconds. If you leave it 10 seconds, it ends the flight for some reason, so you've got to keep flicking the minimap up and then getting rid of it quick, or else you can be in trouble. But anyway, this is us going inland now. You can just see Maripo there, just under the left wing, just behind the left wing now. So leaving that behind. This is Unity engine, so there is a bit of that fog, you know, like we see in on the road. Actually, very similar to that. Must be a thing. Anyway, we need to turn slightly left as we go along here. We're heading towards those mountains there. So all this greenery drops away, and then we're in the desert. Still on full power. Actually, I'm just looking at the fuel. The fuel's quite low. I think we'll be alright. I don't think it's gonna use that much. I have got the biggest fuel tank on as well. So this aircraft, this is the Sparrow. This is the first one that you get. So as you do jobs and build up your in-game dollars there, up in the top left, you can upgrade your aircraft. It takes quite a while to do it though. So this Sparrow now is fully upgraded. If I want to get the next aircraft, I can't remember, I think I need about $200,000 just to buy the next aircraft. So this job is going to give us $279. So you can see how many jobs I'm going to need to do to get that $462 up there, up to 200,000, just so I can buy the next plane. It is a grind. I'll just warn you. If you do play this, it's a grind. But it's good fun. I've not, like I said, I've not been on it since November. But it's there when I want to hop on it. So I'm not, you know, absolutely hammering it. It's one of those games that I leave on the PS5 and I just jump into when I just fancy doing something different, because it is quite relaxing. The cockpit's quite nice. Just, you know, just wish those screens did a bit more, because, you know, that one in front of me tells me nothing. If it had some kind of directional line on there, instead of having to keep flicking the map up like this, I think that would be useful. You know, something that shows how many miles you are or kilometres from the actual destination, plus the general direction. This is literally VFR. But I haven't played it enough in big spells to know the landscape yet, so it's not a massive map, all said and done. And if you play it enough, you'll know exactly how to go from point A to point B without using the minimap. But I've just not. I don't know how many hours I've got, but I've not played it enough to be able to do that yet. So that's why I'm flicking up that minimap. Otherwise, we'll end up getting lost. And some of these mountains actually do come up right underneath you. What are we at now? 1,700 feet, 1,800 feet. You see, these mountains will come up under us, so we need to be careful. Just drop the power down a little bit. I'm just keeping my eye on that fuel gauge. So if I drop the power a little bit, obviously we'll use less fuel. There's Desertino in front of us, so I just need to come slightly to the right. So don't forget, this is a PS5 game. Doesn't have a platinum trophy. I think it has 50 odd trophies though. Most of those are fairly easy to get, but you do need to be able to buy all 3 aircraft that are in the game, and as I said, that's a grind. I don't think anybody's going to sit there and play this and completely grind it. I could be wrong. If you're one of those people, drop me a comment below if you've got this. If you're on an Xbox, of course, you won't be playing this. You definitely won't be playing this. You'll be on Microsoft Flight Sim. This is the best we've got. There's an opportunity here, I think, on PlayStation for somebody to do more flying games. We need more flying games, and we need a decent shipping game. I don't mean like, you know, fishing North Atlantic. I mean an actual, you know, something where we're simulating piloting a ship, or, you know, something like that. That'd be a good game. There's a few opportunities for that. So you can see on the mini-map there in front of us, we've got the mountains coming up. This is the edge of the greenery now. Gonna kind of head for that little V shape there in front of us. Then we'll check where Desertino is. I think Desertino is the one that's kind of hidden behind a. There's like a rocky outcrop in the desert, and if I remember rightly, the airstrip is behind. Yeah, you can see on the mini-map. There's a big rocky outcrop. You have to kind of fly around it. But let's get through here. So you see what I mean about the hills coming up? We're now at 960 feet, and it's dropping. And that's not us. That's not us dropping the nose. That is the mountains coming up beneath us. So we're only 700 feet, 600 feet above. Suddenly that will fall away again. I'm looking up in the top right hand corner, by the way, for the height. Very quiet in this outside view, unfortunately. You can hear the wind more than you can hear the engine in this view. But you can get this quite often in the sale. You can pick it up, you can pick it up quite cheap. So if you just want something you can occasionally just dip into, and you like flying, and you haven't got access to play Microsoft Flight Sim, then why not? I don't think I pay full price for it. I think when it's full price, it's 20. I don't know, it's 28 quid. It's 28 quid, something like that. But it's one of those ones you can just add to your collection and just dip into when you want. But yeah, have a look for it in a sale. The videos I've done on this, actually, the first look is quite popular. So I know there's a lot of you interested in this. Maybe you've seen it in the sale and gone ahead and picked it up after watching the video. But yeah, it's quirky, but it's alright. There's the rocky outcrop I was telling you about. You can see, look at the height now. We came over that mountain, suddenly we're at 6,000 feet. So we've got to go round this, we'll go to the left of this rocky outcrop, and then the airfield's just on our right hand side. So let's see if we can do this. I might try and land it from the cockpit view. I do use the outside view quite a bit. I'll tell you what though, if you're flying in real life, you don't want to get stuck over a desert. I mean, where the heck do you do an emergency landing? Once you ditch this thing in the sand, that's it. It's not coming out again, is it? Anyway, we're not going to think about that. We just got enough fuel, I think. And of course, once we land at Desertino, every airfield has got a fuel station. So between the end of this flight and the start of my next one, I can fill it up. And I think it's only cheap. I think it costs something like $60 to fill the whole tank, something like that. So even though I'm trying to collect the money to afford this next aircraft in the game, refueling doesn't cost that much. We need to do it anyway. We can't make any money if we don't refuel, of course. It's the same price at every airfield as well. It doesn't vary. I'm just keeping an eye out on the right hand side there, just to see if I can see the airstrip, because some of them are, until you get right up to them, unfortunately they don't always appear, because of the draw distance. They don't become solid until you're right closer. But anyway, this one is right around the corner of this rocky outcrop. We won't see it yet. I will keep looking out for it though. So 112 knots we are doing, 3,600 feet. Looking good so far. The fuel's holding out. We're all right. We just got to follow this around to the right, and then we'll be down. So shouldn't be an issue. I could probably belt it at full throttle, and it wouldn't make much difference to the fuel. You have the opportunity to go all the way into that red part of the fuel there, the fuel gauge, which is in the top right. So there's a quarter of a tank there, isn't there? Still can't see the airfield. But it's more like an airstrip, isn't it? Like a sandy strip, this one, I think. I think we have been to Desertino, one of the other videos. This is video number 4. We did the first look. Or is this? No, this is video number 5. We've already got 4 there. 4 different. We've got 4 videos like this, and I think we did a couple of live streams as well. So if you want to watch more of it, go and have a look on the feed. I've got a playlist for Coastline Flight Sim if you're interested. Show you a few more of the airfields or airstrips, whatever you want to call them. They're certainly not airports. They're really small things. So we're probably no more than a couple of minutes away. Now what I need to do on landing is remember which buttons on this controller are for the rudder, so they'll steer me, and which ones actually control the throttle. So L1, R1 of the throttle, L2, R2, or the rudder. I always get it wrong when I pick it up for the first time. Just see the airstrip there. Next to that, you see the little lake over on the right hand side. But I guess it's an oasis, is it? Could be an oasis, but you can just about make out the buildings now coming to view. You can just see the airstrip there above. So we need to turn right, glide it down onto the airstrip there. So I mean, it's very faint. If it wasn't for the buildings, it'd be difficult to see it. The other thing is as well, I don't know if there's a night option. You don't get to set the time in the game, so I don't know if there's a night option. I've never flown at night. Maybe it's all set during the day. Anyway, there it is in front of us. I'll try and stay in the cockpit view, although you can see it disappears behind the nose. We need to start reducing the speed. Can probably glide in. Probably a bit steep. Just keep an eye on the speed. 103 knots. I'll just pull the nose up, take some of that speed off. 250 feet, 200 feet. Right. There it is. Just drop it down nicely. Oh, there you go. I knew I'd do it. There's me pressing the left rudder instead of braking. So he's gone off to the left. We're in the wild sands. Hopefully it's not too deep and we can get back across. I knew I'd do it. I knew I'd do it. Every single time. Not to worry, we didn't go that far. There's the parking zone over there. After landing, move the aircraft to the park position to unload. You don't actually do the unloading. It's not even animated. It just pays you the money once you get parked up. So here we go. Now I want to remember the buttons now because I don't want to go careering into that aircraft building. So we'll just nicely put this down and we'll jump out and we'll get paid. That's it. Get the brake on. The brake is actually X. It's X to brake. Turn the engine off. Jump out. Mission successfully completed. So there you go. We've got $742 now. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Just a quick flight down to Desertino. One quick job. Don't forget, leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell notification. And then you'll know when I go live or when a new video hits the feed. Until next time, take it easy. See you all again soon. Thanks for watching.